I think everyone who used to the mechanical keyboards have felt like this. There are way too many things like the layouts, switch, keycaps, materials, mounting styles. If you're about to buy your new mechanical keyboard, no worries. I've been there and made some mistakes. And yeah, it's cost me a lot of money. So in this video, I have a list of 5 points may help you to pick your first keyboard. Hello, this is Chester, a keyboard nerd, also a vendor based in Canada. This is a buying guide for anyone who new to the mechanical keyboards. And also, if you're already a professional, feel free to correct me in the comments. Maybe we can help more people to find their perfect boards. So let's just start with the layout. It may be the first thing that confused a lot of people. In my opinion, every layout has their own use case. The key is to choose based on what you need. If you just randomly buy a keyboard, it's like buying the pants without checking the size. The first we're going to talk about is the 60% layout. This one is super popular in the custom keyboards, but to be honestly, it's not friendly with the newcomers. It loses the function row, arrow keys, and the numpad. Well, you still can access using the F1 keys, but it might feel frustrating if you use the arrow keys a lot. Also, you will see something like WK, WKL, HHKB. These are confused too. If you're a Mac user, don't use the WKL. It gets awkward. If you are into the gaming, 60% could be a great second keyboard. It gives you just enough keys for most games, save a lot of desk space, and it gives your mouse more room to move. Next, we're going to talk about a 65 and a 75% layout. These two are hard to decide because they both keep the arrow keys and some useful function keys. They're all compact, but it's still great for daily use. You can think about them as nice middle ground, not too big, not too small. You may just need to ask yourself, do you really need function rows every day? So if yes, go to the 75%. If not, 65 might be good enough. So the next one, just a little bit bigger than the 75, or we're gonna call it TKL. I think the TKL is one of the most popular layouts in the 2024. It keeps everything except the number pad and follow the traditional keyboard layout. So if you like more standard design and don't use the number pad a lot, this one is definitely for you. And of course, if you just involved a lot of number inputs like the accounting, or you're doing the job with the data, then the full-size keyboard is probably the best buy. It's still most practical choice for heavy office work. For the second point, let's talk about the case material, aluminum or the plastic. Well, the material affects a lot of things. How your keyboard looks, how it feels, and even how it sounds. Some people say the metal keyboards always sounds better, but that's not always true. Plastic keyboards are usually seen like entry level. They are lightweight, more budget friendly, and most of them today come with the wireless RGB, full foam, and yes, they sound really thocky. Somehow the thocky has become the new standard. Most of my friends change the keyboard just because they want to have thocky typing sound. And nowadays, both the plastic and the aluminum keyboards can deliver the same satisfying sound. So in the budget keyboard, the case material doesn't really decide everything anymore. Here's the good example. I have a plastic keyboard here called G84 and an aluminum keyboard called Galaxy 68. But let's hear the typing sound first. So the aluminum keyboards give you a more solid feel and they're heavier for sure, but you're looking for some keyboards, not something that's training your muscle. If you like how it looks and sound, just go for it. Don't stress too much about the plastic or the aluminum. So this one is easy to miss, the build quality. It affects how your keyboard feels and how much you enjoy using it, such as the bad stabilizers. You know, these are the big keys like the spacebar, backspace, enter key. If you are not just turned well or not looped, they will rattling like the crazy, and it sounds like this. Once you try the good stabilizers, there's no going back. Also pay attention to the surface finish. You will see things like the anodizing, the e-coating, spray coating. There's no the best type, but chip finish can feel rough, like the surface of the moon. I would like to use the keyboard with the smooth touch rather than type on the cheese grater. Even the budget keyboards deserve a good build quality. The specs looks cool, like the key lifespan, actuation force, and response time, but sometimes too much info equals more confusion. And nowadays most of the Switch can hit like 50 million press. Sounds impressive, right? But most of the people would never hit that number unless you're typing like the robot and use the same Switch many years. Same as the response time, most of keyboards today are already fast enough. If you care about gaming, improve your own gaming skills matter way more. It's like the professional musician can play songs on any pianos, not just the Steinway. Or maybe getting your new gaming monitors may help you a lot. So don't let the numbers blind you, focus on the feel, sounds, and real world use. I've heard so many times about I buying the most expensive one, it must be the best. Well, this is not only happens in the keyboard industry, like you spending $200 for a steak, but maybe the hot dogs near your house is tasting better. It really depends on how you personally feel. The high-end keyboards usually have the better material, better finish, and cool designs, but most of them made for the hardcore keyboard fans. But if you're new, you might not fully appreciate them yet, and well-known the brands used to stand out. Today, the budget keyboards can match their build and the features for way less. That doesn't mean well-known brands are bad. You are also paying for the support, back service, and the peace of mind. Fair enough. But in the custom keyboard hobby, some boards are true art pieces, designed by the passionate creators. They spend a lot of time, money to create something unique masterpieces. But if you want them, you need to join the group buy. Mostly, you pay first and then wait. If you're new, that wait is painful. However, many well-designed keyboards are now starting to sold as in stock. If you are picking your first mechanic keyboard, start with the budget keyboard first, use it, figure out what you like, and then upgrade later. It's not about having the most expensive board, it's about finding the one that fits for you. So these are the 5 things I think you probably need to know before buying your first mechanic keyboards. There's no right or wrong, but knowing these things can really help you find a board that fits your needs and save you a lot of time and money down the road. If you found this helpful and would like to ask more questions, leave the comment below. I will try my best to answer. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll find a keyboard you love. Happy typing.